Hello and welcome to the Non-Moving Masters League, a competition hosted by Orpheus where I took part in its first season as well and didn't go all that great, and after the previous organizer just vanished of the, of the planet, Orpheus took over after about a year of break or something like that, and well, hosted another season and played preseason as well, got put into Division 2, and I decided I wouldn't record, well, I would record every single game, of course, but I wouldn't upload a video of every single game. But what I would do is I'd record every segment, then make a big video out of it at the end. Because it might just be nicer to watch. You can see the whole process of it, and I don't need to find so many places to upload videos, so many like video slots for it. And it's just there as a complete package that you can watch. So, enjoy the journey. Starting off with two real bangers this week: US and a volcanic world. I'm not expecting anything from this. I think I played like 3 or 4 US games no moving before this and like 2 volcanic world games. Well, we'll see what happens. Overall, I'm kind of expecting to, if I actually do well on the rounds that I can play on the countries that I'm generally good at and the maps that aren't the US or volcanic world, I expect to probably be able to stay in the division. Not expecting any more than that. If I manage to come like 11th, I'm going to be happy about that. Now, in the United States, I'm going to be playing against Eamon. I don't know how good he is in the United States. I'm not expecting to win. I do think he's pretty good at no moving, which I am not. But let's see. And it's no moving in the US as well. Although I feel like no moving in the US might even help me, especially if we don't see any, like, meta clues, which they're not really meta because it's stuff like, road numbers, the road number signs, or stuff like license plate, which aren't really meta in the way that meta, like in the original definition of the word, but it's often thrown around to mean such things as well. If you just get landscapes to guess, then I think I'm actually not awful. It depends heavily on what landscapes, unfortunately. But there'd have to be a miracle for me to, have any chance of winning. If I get above 15k, I'll be ecstatic. If I get above 10k, I won't be super disappointed at least. So let's start and see. First Nation Bank and Trust. Okay, there's a US flag there. There's blue state flag. There's tons of those. I gotta look around thoroughly. Main Street, brilliant. Permit parking only. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything armory. There's anything particularly helpful straight away. Just from the landscape, I would say it is a southern state. There's blue license plates. I have no idea what that means, but that would probably help people. Something like Arizona, New Mexico. New Mexico doesn't have a blue flag. I don't remember what Arizona has. But I could see that potentially. It could also, unfortunately, I think it could be a bit more northern. Maybe something like, I don't really see it actually. I think I have a relatively decent feeling about Arizona. Where in Arizona would it be? It looks like there's quite a built up area. It's like a small city, not like a massive city, but also not like a small village. Something like Holbrook, maybe that's maybe a bit too small. Flagstaff is probably too big. Although, I mean, it also doesn't look like it would be in the right area. It's in a national forest. This does not look like a national forest. What should be like somewhere completely different? I wouldn't be surprised, but I feel like I'm satisfied. Yep, North Dakota. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense too. All right. Next round. Okay. Very nondescript. It's a greener part of the US. But apart from that, what are parts that could be? I don't know. Could see it being like something like this area here, or I mean maybe something around here, this area. But generally, I'd rather go with something up here. And I mean the thing is, I'm going very far out there, like in extremes. But if I am right, then that would be a fantastic guess. If I'm wrong, then well, whatever. Am I seriously going to be looking for somewhere that could potentially fit where I'm actually crossing a river? Apparently. Apparently that seems to be what I'm doing. That doesn't fit, does it? I mean, there's obviously no city there, so no, of course not. I mean, Trout Creek doesn't fit with the road direction. I mean, sure, you know what, let's go here for now. That also goes in a different direction. I mean, I'm not going to find it. Let's not kid ourselves. Okay, let's go with this. Nope. Complete other side of the country. New York. Okay. Round 3. Right. That is insignificant. Doesn't really give me much of a feeling. That also looks probably relatively insignificant. Feels like northeastern. Doesn't have a front license plate. Something like Virginia? Maybe? Charlottesville? Let's go. Ah, shut. God damn it. Oh, I mean, close, I guess. I'm gonna have to really pull in some points now if we want to get above 10k. I mean, there's Spanish there. This is not what I usually would associate with New Mexico, but I mean, the Spanish makes me think, well, it could just be a Spanish part of town. I don't know. That's History. I mean, I doubt there's a town called that. There might be somewhere in the US, but you know what? Suburb of El Paso. Why not? Let's go. Nope, Lincoln. Lincoln, Nebraska. Why was it all in Spanish? Don't know. Right. Well, if I 5k the last round, I could get 10k. Well, so much for that. Anything here? Doesn't look like it. The immigration law. No, it's just a lawyer's office. 35. I mean, I just have no idea where this is, do I? Oklahoma? Maybe? It's not really the... It's not really like I'm thinking Oklahoma when I'm looking at this, but there's nothing I'm really thinking. Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita. Memphis? My brain doesn't associate this with any of the cities I've named so far, but it also doesn't associate it with anything in particular to begin with, so what could you do? I feel like at this point, frankly, I don't know. And if I change to somewhere else and it ends up being Oklahoma City, I'd be annoyed. So I'm just going to leave it there, and we're going to guess there. And it's Lake Charles. I'm fine with that, because if I had changed, I would have definitely gone further north. So at least I stayed somewhat there. Right. Well, that was round one. Let's just forget about that and move over to a volcanic world, which I'm going to play against ice. And, well, I hope I'm going to get more than 7,000 points. I might do. Let's see. I also might not do. Feels Colombian to me. Would it be Colombian? Potentially. I mean, there's nothing else really that springs to mind. Like, the only other thing would have been, like, maybe New Zealand, but sun is clearly to the south. And also, it doesn't really look that much like New Zealand. Now, where are the volcanoes in Colombia? I had one Colombian round in practice that was, like, down here. But I feel like the whole, like, western coast probably is volcanic. Like, this could be volcanic. Anything here could be volcanic. Like, maybe not this area, but maybe not this area. But apart from that, a lot of places. So why don't we just go here? Ecuador. I can live with that. That's fine. What is this? I don't really know. No idea. There's not a lot to go off of here either. I want to say it looks South American again. Like, it kind of gives me a weird European vibe as well, but I don't know. Could it be Italy? Are there any other volcanoes in Europe other than in Italy? Well, obviously Iceland. Volcanoes is really not something I'm at all interested in. But, I mean, obviously there's the sun and sort of the south. Do I just want to go with Italy? Screw it. Whatever. Yes, it was Italy, actually. It wasn't Etna. It was up here. But at least I was in the right country. That must count for something, right? Next round. Interesting. Very interesting. Feels very Indonesian to me. It's difficult to decipher what this says. It could just as well be something like Malaysia or the Philippines, but somehow, especially this sign, but also the area around me gives me a very Indonesian vibe, and there's volcanoes in Indonesia pretty much everywhere. And I have no idea where exactly this could be, so I think I'm just gonna go with Java. Again, I had a practice round around here. It didn't really look like this, so let's go with Central Java, right, and just hope. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll definitely take that. That's Russia. Wait, is it? My first thought was that's Russia. My second thought is it might be, but it might also be Chile. And those two aren't particularly close together. I can't tell where the sun is at all. Like, over there, maybe? Could be maybe down here, up there. It doesn't really tell me much. Is it Chile or is it Russia? Both are volcanic, for sure. The building style, the architectural style, is also something that could definitely be both. It gives me a slightly more Chilean vibe. I wouldn't know where exactly in Chile. The thing is, as well, it is Russia. Like it would probably be anywhere in like this region. Obviously, excluding the part I'm going over in Mongolia with my mess. But if it is Chile, then it's gonna be somewhere around here. So I've got a massively smaller area where it could possibly happen to be. I'm gonna be annoyed if it's Russia, but I think purely like looking at it this way, those cars as well look more Chilean to me. Looking at it this way, I'm like 50-50 split on what of the two it would be. There's a volcano here, so why don't we go with Joshwenko? I don't know. And I think statistically, Chile gives me a better chance to pick up points. That is obviously only true if it's Chile, not Russia. Whatever. I'm going to let the time run out. And we'll hope for the best. And it was Russia. Yep, okay. Sure. Whatever. What is this? This is weird. Where's that in the background? It's not water. Is it mountains again? It looks so weird behind the fog. I mean, it's like anywhere here. Like from Mexico down to Peru. Hmm. Don't know. Let me just put a pin down here. The one thing I think the northern part of Mexico, especially like the central northern part, isn't like volcanic at all, almost. Most of the volcanic activity is a bit further south or along the coast, like in these mountainous regions. Lots like in these areas, but less so in north where it's the most dry. So I'd actually rather go with Peru. Because there's a lot of places in Peru that are dry like this. The question is, the roads are really nicely maintained. It's another 50-50 to me, Peru and Mexico. Could it be something like Ecuador or Colombia? I highly doubt it. Where would it be? No, Mexico. All right. Yeah, okay. Was it water? It did not look like water to me at all. I'm not sure I can tell. I am sure. I can't tell. It's got to have been water. Why is this such a weird color? It still looks like there's mountains there. There clearly isn't because the coast is like hundreds of kilometers away. Why does it look like there's mountains? I've never seen anything like this. It's so weird. I mean, I imagine the reason is because the clouds just like suddenly stop at exactly that line and make it look just like mountains. But that's so odd. Okay. Well, whatever. Those were our first two losses this season. 11 more to come. Week 1 sees us in 8th place after a ridiculously close loss against Eamon and a ridiculously close win against Ice. The draw range is 250 points. So I was about 30 something points away from a draw here, and Ice was about 70 points away from a draw there, which leads to 1 win, 1 loss, and a score difference of 34. But 3 points at the end of the day, which we will take. Our opponents for this week are Soviet Spy and Schmeeps. Now, Schmeeps has not played his games in week 1, so we may well win our map for week. Well, not week 2. Yes, week 2. A map for round 4 by default. But I will still, try to do my best. Soviet is going to be tough. I don't know. The maps for this week are Colombia and Malaysia. For Colombia, honestly, I've got no idea. I played, you always got 5 practice seeds for each of the maps. I've played through all of these. Colombia, anything's possible between 2,000 points and 15,000 points. It just depends on what we've got and how lucky I get. Malaysia, I think I should normally get above 10k in an average Malaysian seed, but there are definitely some locations, if we get a really unlucky seed from me personally, that might be a problem. Let's get started with Colombia. Right. A relatively dry location in the middle of a random small town. The problem with random small towns is they can look very different to what everything, else looks like landscape-wise. It could be, this is generally the desert, in quotation mark, part of Colombia. Could be up here all the way. I don't think it's that deserty. But, well, it's obviously not on the main road, but it might be off it slightly. Although this almost looks a bit too small to be this looks a bit too small to be that. Maybe it could be somewhere, maybe somewhere over here. Sahagun, somewhere in the outskirts of this, I could totally see. And I think that's what I'm gonna go for. But generally, you can see here where there's mountains, here mainly and here through the middle of the country. As I said, this part, well, the white parts are more desert-like, especially these parts are very deserty. These are less so sometimes, I think. I'm very unsure about all of this. Yeah, let's see. Am I gonna make, yeah, sure. I mean, I can look around once more, but I don't think there's anything I can read on any of those. No, I can't. And there's nothing else of great importance here either, I don't think. So, screw it. I should have gone with Shibolo. Well, it's not bad though. Could have definitely been worse. But, of course, as always, I talked myself out of a better placement. Let's go with round 2. Okay, again a town. Why do I get towns? That's not what I want to see. If they've got towns, then at least give me the town name so I can at least look for something. Here we've got nothing. We've got hills in the background. It's still sort of dry, but not very. So I'd go sort of towards the middle of the country. Maybe something like Samaka over here, which does have mountains around, although I had a location in Villa de Leyva in one of the practice seats. I think it's more mountainous than this. So maybe Ubate? Or maybe even down here somewhere. Guamo? Guamo might be a decent guess. There's no mountains directly around here, just, slight hills. And I feel like landscape-wise, it does fit sort of the more centralized, maybe slightly southern area. So I think I'm going to go with that. Oh, nice. Mesetas, actually. Yep, definitely. I'll happily take that. Round 3. Serie de Interior. I don't think that's got anything for us. But this is a typically more mountainous location, so let's go slightly more northern than we were before. Maybe this time actually go towards something like Pauna, maybe. Sort of a small town up there in the mountains. Could very well be. I mean, obviously the road's directionality isn't quite right, so it wouldn't be Pauna. I could now spend time looking for something where the road direction might fit. I mean, would sort of fit here. We could go for Albania. The road direction fit. Not really, unfortunately. If it had fit, I would have totally gone for Albania. But I feel like, I guess here isn't too awful. I mean, it could be over here, but that would still be decent. Yeah, I think we're sufficiently average here. Please don't be like here. Okay, okay. Very happy about that. It was Villa Gomez. Yes, very nice. Right, round number 4 gets us back into a more dry area. Honestly, it feels like it could be the same town as in round 1. Like, what? This looks the exact same. Honestly, screw it, I'm going up there. I mean, I might not go in the exact same town. Not like I can remember it anyway. It was one of these, wasn't it? But sort of the same general area. I think this is the town we're currently in is too small for something like this, but Ponedera still think might be too large. That's too small. Candelaria, maybe. Maybe something like this. You know what? Let's go for it. Okay, my cow. I feel like I hovered over my cow once in round 1, but wouldn't have gone that extreme probably. Should have, but okay, at least sort of again the right region of Colombia. That's always good. Still at the same time, points drop off in country maps is so big that uh might not be enough. If he gets really lucky once and plonks it in the right town, or just finds stuff that I haven't found, or gets like a repeat from practice, I don't know. He might already be in a huge advantage over me just getting the right region. And now what is this? He's selling his house. Okay. That's the very limited amount of Spanish I might know. Somehow this looks a bit weird. Now, the thing is, it's very wet there. The problem is there's a lot of areas that kind of could look like that. I think something around here I had in practice that looked a bit like that. It could be all the way down here somewhere as well, like in a less mountainous region. I feel like this whole region is relatively dry over there. This is too mountainous. I don't see like any mountains at all. It is pretty like, and when I say wet, I don't actually mean wet as in like it rains every day, but it just sort of has a wet feeling. I don't know, it's this like reddish dirt that gives me that feeling. Am I gonna be very risky and place it somewhere down here? Like Mercaderes? I mean, I don't think so. Maybe I should hedge it more. Maybe something here. But there's mountains everywhere here. What about I mean, there's a lot of water here. What if we go with this region? Candelaria? No, I think yeah, whatever. I think it would look would it though? This is a risky get. There's no towns here, is there? Those are all just like town names, but there are no roads there leading off. There's mountains here everywhere. You know what? I'm going south. Whatever. Not in the mountains. Like here. I don't know. I don't know. I hate myself. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Right. Okay. That might be problematic. But it wasn't bad. It definitely could have gone worse. That's really annoying though. Happy about this guess. Pretty happy about this guess too. These two were average guesses. Could have gone a bit, better. But that fifth one is really annoying because I was looking at this region right here and then I switched south because I thought, hey, I'm going to be super smart, and it always works out when I change location last second. Yep, let's move on to Malaysia. Right, Malaysia. Let's go. Right. God, downtown Malaysia looks the same everywhere. Seremban, Unga Kata Tamanyef. Not helpful. Cooper, 4 Mini Coopers. Cool. There's mountains to the east. The west, there's nothing. What would have mountains to the east? I mean, Kuala Lumpur generally has mountains to the east. Something like outskirts of Kuala Lumpur, Ampang Jaya, maybe. I mean, there's a whole lot of cities here that have mountains to the east. There's Johor. Not really, actually. I mean, Perak does. With Perak, I mean Ipoh, of course, but Perak is the state. I'm very split. This is another 50. I might be wrong, completely wrong with both. Actually, let me check Sarawak. Kuching. No, there's no mountains here. Okay. Yeah. I'm 50-50 on Ipoh and Kuala Lumpur. I've put it in Kuala Lumpur first, so I'm going to stick with it this time. Good. Yeah, it was set. Oh, Seremban is a city. Shit. Yep. Okay. Well, I've talked about this during when I played Malaysia in Reddit League as well, but you can see how there's a lot of cities hidden behind state names or province names. Yeah, I just never. I think I never zoomed into Seremban enough times for it to stick in my head. I know like Ipoh here. I know Alor Seta up here. Kangar maybe also one that I'm not too familiar with. That's Kuala Terengganu, but it almost says that there anyway. That's Kota Baru. Okay. I'm just going to zoom into all of that. So that's Kuantan. Just quickly, that's Malacca. That doesn't matter. That's Johor Baru. Are there any others? That's just Butterworth. And that is Georgetown. It's just Langkawi. Did I check that? Kangar, yeah, I did check that. Did I already forget it? Of course. But I did check it. That was Kuching, wasn't it? Yes, Kuching. And is there Sabah? Is Sabah blocking something? Kota Kinabalu, right? Labuan? That's just called Labuan, isn't it? Yeah, Labuan and Victoria. Okay. Right, round 2. This should be somewhere here. Like central Malaysia, somewhere in the mountains. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like that. Guamusang, that sort of area. I don't. Oh, maybe something like this. Kuala Dabong. It has kind of like a shape that is a bit like this, but not quite. But I don't think it's up here. That being said, it might very well be. But I feel like in this location, I've got a pretty good spread. It could be down here. It could be on this road. Problem is there's nothing here. So I can't really hedge that area because it makes no sense for me to do that. Because right here, there's still the chance that it might be this. Let me actually go with... Wait, is there a river? Probably not. No. That would have been fun. I think the road direction doesn't quite match. Actually it does, you know. Let me just put it here. I don't think it is here, but I know this road is covered because I had a road around in practice here. Let's go with it. Over there. Okay, I'll take that. It wasn't that road, which is what I'm happy about. Round 3. Ampang. Okay. 68 should be outside of Kuala Lumpur somewhere. Right? 81 is down here. Or maybe it's a bit more... I think it is outside of Kuala Lumpur somewhere. That would be annoying to not find. think Kuala Lumpur is the 40s, and then you go 50s and 60s around there somewhere. Simpang Ampat. It's like, I think that's like low, like single digits to like 15 and 16, 17, something. There's the 20s, then there's the 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe. Where the hell is Ampang? I think that's just Kuantan. Well, Pekan Melayu, this part. Okay. Can't be out there. It has to be somewhere in Kuala, or like around Kuala Lumpur. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was just Seremban. That's just Malacca. I can look at the same things over and over. It's not going to help me. That's 81. That can't be it. Can't be over there. Ampang. It has to be here somewhere. Rajaya. Ampang, there it is. Jesus, how did I not? Oh, whatever. Jalan Nirvana 45. I've got 7 seconds. There's no way. All right, over there. All right, there they are. I found it. This is totally Borneo. 100%. But where? Would it be something like, I think it's too flat to be here. This is a very mountainous part. I think this is still very mountainous over here. It could be a full extreme and be over here. Or like maybe even, I think this is not straight enough, right? That's at least a decent amount of going straight. It could be this. You know what? Nope. Totally not Borneo. Screw it. Right. Well, whatever. Looks like I'm not the only one who went for Borneo there, though. Nothing helpful here. There's a city over there. I mean, it's. I think. I want to say it's clearly mainland, but I was already very wrong earlier. Whether it's north or south, honestly, kind of all looks a bit similar. I feel like it's more likely to be like somewhere around here, maybe. Could it be all the way up there, maybe? Those are all not going straight enough. I mean, something like that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? But it might be the case. Like here, maybe? Around Bidor? I think I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, right road. Just a bit too far north. Alright. It would be a shame if I don't get to, I didn't even realize I put my pin in round 1 in Ambang Jaya. And then totally didn't find it in round 3. Lovely. God. If that round would have gone better, then that could have been a really sick score. As I said at the beginning, our opponent for the Malaysian map didn't play week 1, so that he might not compete for week 2 either. So it might not matter, but I'm quite happy with that score. Yeah, I can see it being mainland. Out of curiosity, what does the road I clicked on look like? Brighter, but other than that, a bit flatter, I guess. Bit more tropical? What would it have been for something like this? That's kind of a similar look, honestly. I don't think I made a real like mistake there, recognize or identifying that as. Let me look at it once more. Identifying that as Borneo. It really could have been, but well, it wasn't, so obviously not. Anyway, those were games 3 and 4. We're back with week 3. In week 2, we won both of the games, the Malaysian one as we already expected by default, and Colombia by about 2,700 points over Soviet, which now puts us surprisingly in second position in the table. This week, though, we're playing Mountainous World against Schludi, who's currently fourth, and Argentina against Pisanico, who's currently first. So, considering I also am not good at either of those generally, well, let's just say I'm not expecting too many points this week, unless the seed comes and plays into my hands very nicely, because I played through the 10 practice seeds, and I absolutely dominated 2 of them. The Mountain 1 seed, where I got 24.3k, which is insane for me in a no-moving game. And then the Argentina 5 seed, where I got 17.1k. I think I had the worst score out of everyone who played Argentina 1 to 4 in all of the seeds, and Mountains 2 to 5 went sort of meh. Indonesia? Anyone? Anyone want some Indonesia? Let's hope that doesn't get repeated. As we start with the Mountainous World. Let's go. Right. Is that an Italian flag? It might be. It could definitely be Italy from looking at it, but this just doesn't really seem like an Italian sign to me. I don't know why. Signs have 2 blue, the registration plates, vehicle plates, what are they called? The car plates have 2 blue signs. I think that's a Italian sign. Why does this look so not Italian? Those are Italian flags though, for sure. So we're going to Italy. We're clearly in the Alps, up here somewhere. Now, which part of the Alps do I think this looks like? I look around here. I would suspect this to be rather eastern. Maybe even going over into almost Slovenia. Maybe somewhere like, I mean, there's no river here to the west. There's a river to the east. Let's work with that and maybe try and see if there's something that would fit in Lambrugno that the road doesn't quite match up. Anything over here? I don't think so. That's also on the wrong side. This road's too small. Something here, I think that might not be mountainous enough. Where else do we have a river? Here, yeah, this could fit. This could totally fit. What do we want to go with? Just something like here? Or over here, is there a bridge? I mean, there's sort of like a T intersection coming up. So, oh, time's up. It was there. I was looking at Lambrugno and I was saying, the road direction doesn't match. Well, had I looked about, a kilometer further north, it would have. All right. Could have gone worse, I suppose. Round 2. Okay, what is this? I can't read anything on that. I can read that, but that's not going to help me. Right. Speaking about going worse. Is this, I think, is a French sign. Now, does this look more like the Alps or the Pyrenees? I would tend to go with the Alps. For no particular reason other than just feeling it. They're kind of all surrounding. So something like this, Bonneval-sur-Arc, maybe? I mean, I doubt it is that exactly, but that general region could probably fit. Let's hope. Yeah, I'll take that. I think that's still part of the Alps somewhat. I think they go until right around here. Sort of like this. So not bad. Lula Croix Haute. I'll definitely take that. Round 3. Oh, God. What have we got here? Biay. That's a very Filipino language thing, I'm pretty sure. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I've already seen something using a Y here, but that just seems very Filipino to me, that sort of letter combination. But it could still be Indonesian. Let me look at the people. Wait, that's the same. I was like thinking, they look very similar, but yes, it's the same person. Is it? It is, surely. um. Hmm. I'm having a really difficult time generally telling apart Philippines and Indonesia. Actually, now that the more I think about it, the more I'm like Indonesia. It's mostly, I think this says D, and then there's a space, and I think that's an Indonesian thing. Half truths with Calamity. The more I look around, I think the landscape also seems more Indonesian to me. But I really have no solid proof of anything. Let me try this here. Screw it, we'll see. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take it. Just Central Java. Okay, but it was Indonesia, which I'll definitely take. Is Orpheus in my head? I'm ahead slightly. Orpheus is definitely taking way less time for these rounds, but that's something. God. What is this? Main question is it Chile or is it New Zealand? And it feels more like Chile to me. But I really don't know. Going up like this here. I mean, it could be. Honestly, could be that. Probably not. But that's something I think fits. Sort of, at least. And I mean, it's the best I've got. Wait. Driving direction. I'm an idiot. We're driving on the left-hand side. Off we go. Into New Zealand it is. But which lake? I mean, it's South Island for sure. That's one thing. And a lot of the South Island lakes, the roads go around the eastern side of it, with very few exceptions. But I can't seem to find an exception that actually fits with what I'm seeing here. So I think I'm just going to leave my marker where it is, and we'll let the time run out. It was the neck. God damn it. I was thinking about it, but I thought it didn't match. It didn't look like it matched. All right. That's another 300 points down the drain. That wasn't really necessary. Well, let's see. One last round. What have we got here? This seems very Greek to me. Do I have any particular logical reasoning for why? I don't think so, not necessarily. I mean, the lampposts kind of give off a, you know, not too rich, not too poor thing. These kind of, I mean, I don't want to call it shrubbery, but not trees. the whole vibe it gives off a southern Europe, like southeastern European thing. And other than that, the camera quality, Gen 2 camera, I think that is. Not blue on both sides, so not Italy. Let me just put it here for now. Houses might as well be Greek. I can't read any of this. Could it be something else? Let me actually put it somewhere up here. Just in case it is something like Croatia, for example, or maybe a strange part of Italy, I don't know. But let's go with that. All right, yep. Olympos Oros. I'll definitely take that. Is that 4712 twice in a row? No, 4721 and 4712. But I'll happily take that. 21.9k is more than I expected. It's not as magnificent as that first practice seat, but I was pretty much in the right area every time, except a bit too far away in Indonesia. But other than that, 148 kilometers, 131 kilometers, 100 and 103 kilometers. So pretty much right area all the time, just slightly off on everything. Bit annoying because I definitely could have gotten New Zealand on the dot, and I definitely could have gotten Italy on the dot, but definitely not complaining about that one. Well, any more than this would be untypical for me. So on we move to Argentina. Oh god, well let's give it a try. Right, that's certainly Argentina. Is that a free? It could be anything really, but looks a bit like a free. Where is there a free? There's a free. I mean, maybe. As long as I have nothing else to go off of. That might say Comodoro Rivadavia. It might be 25 kilometers. Let me work under that assumption. In which case, maybe we're up here somewhere, like here. Or would it be here? It would also be here. Here? You have that little thing going up. Yeah, it could be this. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, yep. 5A. Yes! There we go. That's more points than I expected in the whole game. That's Comodoro Rivadavia again, and it's 26 kilometers, which is pretty hilarious. But now we're on the southern side of it. What's up with this game? Okay. There's a little bit of pathway over there to the west. And to the east too. So general road direction. Like this. So it could be here, but there's no path to the east, and I think it's too close as well. I think this might be too far away, and I can't find a path here anyway, and it's also too close to the sea. So, what about this? This goes out very straight, and it also does not split up. This has got to be way too... actually, though. 26... I wouldn't count it out for sure. I don't see a river over there, but that could be. With a bit of imagination, maybe. San Julian 145, just to get a rough estimate, but should be. 267 towards... Wait, then we should be much further south, shouldn't we be? Like Fitzroy, this? Just based on that logic. This says Fitzroy, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we might actually be here. I don't know if it's this exact place. I doubt it, but... Yeah, down there in Tres Cerros. Okay. All right, at least I managed to figure out that apparently what it said for Commodore Rivadavia was more than 25 or whatever I thought it said. Let me check again. Yeah, if I'm looking at this, if you, honest to God, if you ask me what this says, I'm like 100% it says 26. Now, if I move closer, it actually says 28. Um, right. So don't ask me why that says what it does. I have no idea. At least I managed to sort of read it. But, well, whatever. Let's continue. Let's just ignore what that was. Some sort of political advertisement. I have no idea where we are. Judging by the landscape, we're in a sort of dry part that is very non-mountainous, which puts me here in this rough area. No mountains at all. Actually, big mountains in the background there. Never mind. That's interesting. So maybe like over here somewhere. Somewhere like Mara, yes. Mara, no. Not that. I don't know. San Roque? There's never any houses when I zoom in. I just want to see houses. There's no houses here. I mean, this is tough because a lot of the western region of Argentina kind of looks like this from all the way up here, all the way to down like here. And you just move like 2 streets over and it looks pretty similar but slightly different. So I'm thinking about potentially just going sort of like halfway down that. What direction does the road go? But it also curves there anyway. Time's almost running out too. Put me here. Whatever. Let's see. Nice, I'll take that. Over here. Alright. Could have definitely gone worse. Oof. Big oof. Got no clue, honestly. There's such a huge area of where I think this could possibly be. I doubt it's anywhere down there. It does look slightly similar to what we've seen in Commodore Rivadavia before, but I think it's slightly more hilly. And the issue with that is now I suddenly want to put it like up here. But there's no mountains at all, so I'm thinking it probably shouldn't maybe put it here. But at the same time, it's too rural to put it here. So let me put it like, Jesus, here. That's too straight. This is a bit of a windy road. It shouldn't be as straight. I'm very picky. Here. Here? No. Here? Maybe. You know what? I'm never going to get any closer by reason, so screw it. Okay, was very, very far down there. I would have never gone there. But in that case, I guess the feeling I got of it does look kind of like Commodore Rivadavia wasn't even that wrong. Right, should probably trust that next time. Okay. Okay. Now, is it up here, or is it all the way down like here? Los Antiguos? With a big lake over there. It's too big. That's too big. Although it does continue, it just sort of has a little bit of it. But that wouldn't fit. That would not fit. At least I don't think it would. El Calafate. That might actually sort of make sense. But I think it's a bit too sparsely populated. Do I have anything else to go for? I don't think it's that far south. No. Are there any other lakes that kind of make sense? Pago Blanco, no, not populated enough. No people there at all. No cities close to the lakes or on the wrong side. It looks completely different here. That's way too green of an area. I think. What about up here? Anything that fits suspiciously well? Not at first glance, and at times almost running up. So I think I'll just stick with where I am and hope for the best. Yep. I tried to find wherever it might possibly be. I couldn't. And there we go. Found the right town. That's sick, honestly. Did I even, in even one of the practice seeds, did I cross that threshold of... wait, there we go. Did I cross that threshold? This was definitely my best one. Nope. I mean, to be fair, rounds 1 and 2 were very easy. And I even managed to screw up round 2 because why ever the sign said what it did, I don't know. But getting 17.4k on Argentina and 21k, almost 22k on a Mountainous World is much more than I would have ever expected out of this world that I previously, before playing, titled of as a very bad map combination for me. So I'm very happy about that. We'll see if it gets me any points, but I couldn't have wished for any better. So let's meet again in week 4. Week 4. Week 3 ended with a, well, slight win over Schludi and a close loss against Pisanico. But we've got one more win. We're still in 2nd place currently, although Eamon and, well, Soviet down there still have a match in hand against... who's Eamon got his match in hand against? Yes, against the guy who isn't playing. So we'll drop down to 3rd, but that's still okay. This week, we have a remote world against Ben Keller and Kyrgyzstan against Ollie. Ben is in 4th currently and Ollie is in 10th. I am generally very confident about my skills in Kyrgyzstan. However, there are quite a lot of locations that I'm not good at. If the seed is either very typical for Kyrgyzstan, so it has a lot of locations, so I'm like, yeah, this place. Or if it's super difficult, I think I've got a chance. If there's one difficult round in there for me, then I might come into problems if the other 4 rounds are super easy. But we'll see what the seed has to offer. For a remote world, I see absolutely no chances for me whatsoever. So we'll just get it over with quickly. Let's start. South Africa. Although I'm not 100% convinced it couldn't be Lesotho, but I think it's South Africa. In any case, I wouldn't want to put it too far away from Lesotho, though. Is there anything I could see that would give me even the slightest bit of a clue? I mean, there's a bunch of things that leave an impression on me, but none of those are things where I'd say, okay, that now tells me where we are. It doesn't look like this area, to be honest. Honestly, I don't even think it looks like, at all like the area just outside of Lesotho. Although something like up here, maybe Clarence. I mean, we're north of the main road, which doesn't help because it means we can't be here. But that I think could look something like this. Forsberg, there's a small lake here. Again, I don't think the road directions match at all, but not here either. We've got a 40 seconds. Let me check a couple of places, but yeah, don't think I'd find what I'm looking for. It could very well be down here somewhere. You do have some mountains in the background, although these all look like, well, there's a mountain range, but that looks like a very solitary mountain over there. More so a hill, probably. The mountain range generally to the south. I mean, you have a mountain range to the south here. It wouldn't be completely out of the question, I don't think. Here? Whatever. Let's just see here, actually. Sure. It wasn't Lesotho, actually. That makes sense. Explains why I felt like it could be Lesotho. I did actually get really close to, regardless of being in the right country. And as always, I could not care less about being in the right country. It's the distance to the goal that matters. Let's go into round 2. Oh god. It's a North American location. I want to say it's probably Canada. That's a very typically Canada or US thing. Doesn't give me a very US vibe. But the problem is, Canada is just that tiny little bit large. Could it be Newfoundland? Honestly, it doesn't feel like Newfoundland. Although it very well might be. Problem is, in practice, I've had quite a few in the 5 practice seat that everyone gets. I've had quite a few locations where I thought it looked like BC, and then it ended up being, I think, like Quebec twice, and like up here in although that I didn't think looked like BC at all, but up in Newfoundland once. So I'm kind of tempted to just guess maybe somewhere near Saguenay. Because I think landscape-wise it could fit, although, you know, you don't really have the river close enough to the road there. Like here maybe, but I think the river is too small to be that. What else could it be? I mean, that river's too large, that's the problem. I think we had this road too, but it looked nothing like this, and there's also no river here. Is there actually... Problem is Newfoundland doesn't really have much in the way of rivers. It's just filled with lakes. It could be BC. I'm not going to go BC. It could be. Absolutely could be. Well, what's the damage? Alaska. Well, the one positive thing is that it would not have mattered one bit. Okay, maybe it would have mattered a bit. 2,000 points actually is what it would have mattered. All right. It is a remote world. Okay. There's no more specific clues about where in Japan we are. It does give me sort of a very, like, what do you call it? Pacific, I think, vibe. I want to go definitely with Okinawa. Whether it's which one of these islands it is, I don't know. But I feel like that's what this image is telling me. Tropical is the word I was looking for. Don't know. Let me have a look. That looks like a highway potentially. Or like a bigger road, maybe that goes over the main road. Doesn't look like a highway, to be honest. But where could I go? Where could I place it and not be too unhappy? I think this looks like a place where I could place it and not be too unhappy. I know the gas station's on the wrong side. I could spend a couple minutes 40 seconds looking for a gas station. Would I find it? No. But, well, if I have the time, don't I? So, let's waste it. Maybe. Maybe there's a gas station here. There's a bus stop here. There's a curve here. Nice. Not a waste of time at all. Very nice. Okay. Uh, um. Right. So I've got no idea. They've got no number plates, which makes me think US. But we have this. Everything except the cars. We are driving on the right side. It's like a very remote Puerto Rico. I could see that. Like through the middle of nowhere, Puerto Rico. I think there's only highways covered. Like, there's these two highways covered through the middle. There might be some smaller roads too, but that's what I think the main coverage is there. It's a pretty distinct curve in the road. Wouldn't be there. Something like this, potentially. I mean, this is all working on the assumption that it is here. There'd be buildings there, which there aren't. Maybe. There's so many buildings here. I think the curve I'm looking at is smaller than I think. So many buildings, though. This is not remote enough, I think. Which one of those two is more remote? I don't know. That's way too large of a curve, and it doesn't curve at all up there. There's actually not many curves at all here. If anything, there's these. You know what? Let's go here. That's actually a curve that looks right. It would require the road to then immediately turn around again, but at this point in time, it could also be that one, I guess. Or we could be in a different country. Or it was actually that one. Almost. Nice. And Norway. Okay. No way, it's Norway. Gosh, Nordkapp. Really? But it's clearly not Nordkapp in and of itself. It's just probably the route to Nordkapp or something like that. Which... There's no small road here, is there? No. It could be. Could it be? I'm missing a tunnel there. It's a pretty big lake of some sort. I'm missing the part on the other side of it here. Would that be enough of a distance? This in comparison? Would that be this and this? Would that match up? And I'd like to say that this feels too large for this. Would the road direction match up? In some parts, maybe. Like here, it would. But we're obviously missing the islands. Problem is just I don't really see any other place that it could be. I don't think we're going to drop too many points either way, as long as I just didn't completely misread the clue there. So we're going to leave it there. Honestly, I'll take that. That's why, because the road hadn't fully made the curve yet. Okay. I still don't think I saw that island. Did I? Oh, is that it? So like the island basically ends here and then goes back around, and it's just because it's so far away, I can't actually tell the difference. That could very well be it. There's also this here, which I should have probably paid attention to because, well, that's quite clearly this part. Um, but I think I can definitely be happy with this. Obviously, just Alaska, yeah, North America. But other than that, definitely pretty sick. Also, like finding pretty much the right spot in Puerto Rico and finding the right spot in Okinawa is pretty sick. Not gonna lie, and getting very close here too, being in the wrong country and all, you know. Um, so yeah, I'm totally happy with that. If I lose, I lose. Well, what can I do? It's decided by this round. Then, well, I have nothing to blame myself for. I went British Columbia 3 times in practice, and it was always East Canada, and then yeah, whatever. It wasn't even Canada to begin with. So on to Kyrgyzstan. Let's see if I can blame myself here for something. And, well, let me assure you, I probably will, because I'll suck inexplicably. Let's go. Okay, that's interesting. And it's something I don't like because I think it's here. But the problem is, the reason why I'm not sure, because this looks exactly like this, with the one caveat that almost all of this is covered in snow during the coverage there, except for some parts, some small parts, I'm pretty sure that don't have snow coverage there. But I think because the road direction doesn't match, but this road direction also doesn't quite match. Okay. What about this though? This doesn't match in the slightest. What about this though? Honestly, also not that great. I'm gonna be honest. Right. I'm gonna say one thing. If it turns out to be this, I'm gonna be super annoyed. Let me have one more look around. It has to be. It has to be. And south. Right. Just has to be. I'm sticking with it. Screw it. I might hate myself in 3 seconds, but we're going for it. Am I allowed to hate myself now? Well. What have we got here? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You have the mountains in the north. Could it be here? Problem is just the trees are blocking my view of the south, which would be very helpful. I mean, there's like loads of places along that road where it could potentially be. I mean, that looks pretty good. But, you know, last round, remember last round where the road direction didn't look like it matched up and then it totally was that place? Screw it. Right. I remember this, but I don't remember where it was. Where do we go? Where do we go? Probably Bishkek, right? But I don't think it's there. What about over here? I don't know if that has coverage. Probably does. Probably makes more sense. Does it though? I don't know. Screw it. Yes, sort of over there. Who cares? Actual tracker coverage, cool. Um. Uh. What have we got here? Small villages. Mountains all around. Obviously not Bishkek. It's the problem, it's small villages around here. There's no city. Would it be Talas? That area? Like the Dome of Manas? That's what it was, wasn't it? And with that's what it was, I mean, this east of it. Here? Yeah, yeah. I was thinking, I know this. Let me show you again. I know this because I don't remember what it is for. I think it was because I've played Kyrgyzstan in the map battle league against Herigmi, and I think I was practicing Kyrgyzstan no moving. And this Dome of Manas came up like 3 times. And for a second there, I was thinking, oh, maybe I misremembered. Maybe it was Bolivia, because like that's basically the 2 countries that I practice no moving at all, is Bolivia and Kyrgyzstan. And I thought maybe I misremembered because that dome, I felt like it was in a city that was fairly out of place, and also like how do you say, uh, well, just in a city that doesn't really have much street view coverage is what I thought. But let me actually go into it again, just for one reason, to show you the coverage that I've seen of it. Wait, was it of that actually? Oh, it was of that, so it wasn't even the Dome of Manas. What is the Dome of Manas then? I highly doubt that it's this. Is this the Dome of Manas? Google, show me. What is the Dome of Manas? Apparently, yes. That is the Dome of Manas. Okay, then what is this? This is what I recognize, this view from down here. Okay, whatever. I think that's a pretty good shot at getting some points. Brilliant. Absolutely bloody brilliant. You know why that didn't take me any longer? Because it was in one of the 5 practice seats. So that doesn't help me. So essentially what I'm banking on is that this 50-50 to me just goes completely wrong for him. And this round goes completely wrong for him. One of the two need to go completely wrong for him, because I think I've got a chance to make a point here. But other than that, this is looking bleak. I've got more chances in the remote world, I think, which I didn't, well, I sort of thought might happen. As I said, it's just no. I hate 50-50 decisions. Why did I go with this? Let me spend about 5 minutes now trying to look for the one part of this. I mean, the one thing I can show you is the snow coverage there. Here. Like, it looks the exact same, literally, like, picture by picture. Let me show you. How do I do that? The best. I don't think there's a way, but remember this, the look of this, you know? And just imagine the snow not being there. Look at where the mountains are positioned. Look at the space you have between the mountains. Look at the general road direction. Actually, let me stay here, and then let me go back in here, and let me open this. Look at it as well. Look at the difference. The space you have between the mountains. Look at the road direction. It's the same thing. It's literally the same place. Just that there's snow here. Does that part actually also have snow? Sort of, a bit, yes. Is there really not a part here that doesn't have snow? Doesn't look like it. I swear there's a part here that doesn't have snow. I might just be misremembering it, because all of this has snow. Where does the snow stop? Actually, okay, it doesn't. Okay. Where does the snow stop? Certainly not here. That wasn't what I was checking anyway. There's still snow here, which is annoying. It means I was wrong. There's still snow here. Okay. Well, I will accept I was just wrong. Considering, meta information like there's snow, there being snow there. But purely landscape-wise, it's pretty much the same area, isn't it? All right. That was week 4. We're now going into week 5. Week 4 went very well. I won both games by quite a big margin, which has now put me in 3rd place on 15 points. Equal in points with quite a lot of other people. But I've already played against Pizanico and Eamon, so 1 and 2 are out of the way. This week, though, we're playing against Guelo and Ottawa, and we're playing on South America and Guatemala. I played through the practice seat, and, well, we're just gonna be hoping for the best luck of my life, because otherwise I don't think we're getting any points this week. But let's just have a look at how bad it can possibly go. Let's start South America. Okay, that's already a brilliantly nondescript location to start with. Quite frankly, I have no idea. Of course, there's a couple I can exclude. I don't think it's Argentina. It's definitely not Uruguay. I don't think it's Bolivia. I don't think it's Chile. I don't think it's Peru. But is it Brazil, Colombia, or Ecuador? Could be any of them, really. My first gut instinct was Brazil. But Brazil is such a huge country. My second thought was Colombia or Ecuador. So, just solely based on a strategy I've explained previously, if I'm not sure which country it is, and I've got roughly like equal percentage of being right, then I'd like to specifically go for the country that's the smallest. Because although for some reason I'd like to rather go Colombia than Ecuador. But because if I go Brazil, I still have no idea where in Brazil it is. I could guess like down here and it'd be up there and I'd still get no points basically. In Colombia or Ecuador, I'm at least closer if I'm right. If I'm wrong, then, well, whatever. Not much lost. If I get 100 or 500 points, I don't think will matter. So I guess let's hope for the best. I'm not going to be angry if it's Brazil. It's probably Brazil. But as I said, I'm not expecting any points from this week. And it's Brazil. Yep. It was even exactly like I said. If I would have guessed down here, it would have been up there. All right. Round 2. This is interesting. SR. What does SR mean? It looks a lot like Chile. Oh, SR could be the difference, like the exact cutoff point between the S roads and the R roads. Where is that? Wait, other direction. R is in front of S. There's S 11R. Okay. Is there a road that's actually called SR? If there is, I can't find it. But I think this road is probably... Oh, I can zoom in further. Maybe I can find it here. Which direction does it go? Sort of like this. Got 49 seconds left. That's not going to be over there. Yeah, I'm not going to find anything that's called S-R. But I think I'm pretty happy with where I put my pin. Could be maybe like here? Nah, I don't think it is a highway. Suspicion of that. I mean, it could be. I don't think it is this road, but I don't think we're too far off. Let's see. We are super far off. What? What is the SR sign for then? If not that. I thought that was obvious. Huh. Okay. I don't know then. Well, just forget about that. Hmm. There's a yellow license plate on that car. But it's just one singular car. And I don't know if it's a commercial car or otherwise. But since it's the only thing I've got, and it doesn't necessarily look like a commercial car, let's go Colombia. Where in Colombia? You could just go Bogota, like a suburb, like Cota. I don't think the road direction matches up, but we could go Chia. That road direction would match up, I think. Like here or here, even. I don't think it's it, no. But we'll see. Let me actually just guess. Okay, okay. Lerida. I'll definitely take that. Pretty decent guess. Might make up for round one. Oh, Guelo is already played. I am playing against Guelo in South America. Oh, I didn't even realize because Orpheus's guess came in first. All right. I've got a 2,900 point lead, which is unexpected. But I still got 2 rounds to lose that. That's an easy job for me. Okay, that one's interesting. It's definitely Colombia or Ecuador. Just which out of the two? Yeah, it has to be. Pretty sure. I think I'd rather go Ecuador, but like close to the border. Yeah. Flor del Valle or Valle. Don't know what that means. Not sure. It might be a place. It also might not be. Got a minute, don't I? Wait, let me look up here first. Just to make sure. It's not something that actually stands out. It wouldn't be up there. If anything, it'd be like somewhere around here. It's not something that stands out a lot, at least. If it's in Colombia. Just based on naming schemes. Is there anything called Del something? I don't really see anything. It's all called de something. Is there anything called del something in Colombia? I would be annoyed if it's Peru, by the way. No, it's also called de something. Well, we're leaving it there then. Time's running out. I don't know. Okay. Yep. Nice. Very nice. Is that... God damn it. It's like 3.9k. Still possible for him to come back from this. We've got one more round. Oh no. What is this? It's Argentina, isn't it? It looks so much like Argentina, at least. Like this sort of region, somewhere over here, is the impression I get from this. I don't really have anything else here. Do I see mountains in the background? I mean, there's some hills, I guess. There are mountains here, so it's not this then. But this seems too populated. It's all too mountainous here. What about over here? That could be. There's no mountains in the immediate vicinity. Right, you know what? Let's go with that. Yep, nice. That's good enough. Oh, okay. So that's already way more points than I would have expected to get out of this week, because that's the first win. Let me actually think about this for a second. Would, if I had gotten a 0 in the last round, would he have made the comeback? Because I think that would have been super close. He wouldn't have, but it would have been like less than 100 points, I think. So it would have been in draw range for sure if I'd gone like Brazil or something on that. So that's very nice. That's another 3 points in the bag. So let's go with Guatemala. Expectations are now at an absolute 0. I've already done more than I thought I could achieve in this week. So let's just see what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's roughly what I expected. It does look very southern, like one of the roads connecting to the ocean. Which one am I thinking of? I might be thinking of this one. Let me actually see the road direction. That fit? No, I think it's a bit too steep. What about this? I think this one fits. This one also a bit too far western. It could be one of these. I don't think either of them fits particularly well. This would fit this part, but if it is that part, then, well, don't want to talk about it. Honestly, let's go for this. Nice. Right road. Further down, I'll take it. He hasn't played yet, my opponent. Round 2. Riscos frescos. That's the ocean. The most annoying part is Tienda del Buen Samaritano. That it's so wide west-east. So just because it's on the ocean doesn't necessarily mean I'll find the right place. I have to look at every place down here. Very dry here. Where's the next town even? No, not this. No roundabout. It doesn't even have to be a roundabout on the map. That's the worst part. I don't think it's this. Although it could be. Let me just put a point here for now. Chicago? No. I have my doubts. Unlikely. Dejocate. Possibly. What else? Sipacate? No, I don't think so. Any of these could be possible, but I think are too populated. East Tapa, no. Any of them are possible, really, but I don't have the time to check each and every one of them. Caserio la Sarampagna. Tienda la Favorita. Is La Favorita, is that the name of something here? Just gonna, otherwise I'm just gonna leave it where it is right now. Yeah. I think we're leaving it there. We'll see. Yep. Nice. Chosen the right location. Very nice. It was the only like clear roundabout that I thought that I found, and it also seemed like with that little river running through here and the sparse population over there, it seemed correct. But you can see that there's nothing really that confirms it. It's just a lack of other alternatives. All right. Now we're probably going to start getting into stuff that's like this. Somewhere through the mountains. And somewhere through the mountains is about 95% of Guatemala. Populated. Somewhere here, maybe. It could be. Tienda Bella Vista. Yeah. I mean, a lot of Guatemala is relatively distinct if you really get into it, if you practice it a lot, and if you really pay attention to the small details. But if you just look at the sort of general overview of, hey, where are mountains? Where's, I don't know, what's the vegetation like, sort of roughly, then it all just kind of looks the same in the mountains. So honestly, I think I'm sort of happy with that. It could be, I think that's a bit too flat, maybe. It could be here, really. It could be over here, maybe. It could be over there somewhere. It could even be over here. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything in particular, anyway. Sure. Go for it. Okay. Technically spottable if you really go looking for it in the right area. But I don't think I'm disappointed with that. Sort of close still. But yeah, you could find it. All right. Wait, is that just... Yeah, okay. The 17th time. Was it San Ignacio? Wait, San Marcos? It's Nuevo Progreso, but there it is. Okay. There's the junction. Which junction is it? Is it this or this junction? I think it's this one. I don't think it matters too much. Nope, where's the other one? Losing 40. Oh, even all the way down here? What? Really? Let me go into that. Oh, right, there is no road south here. Oops. That totally looked like a road to me. You go into that again. If you look over, I totally thought there was a road going down there. Now, if I look closer, I guess there's a building there, but I still thought you could have driven through. Never mind. I don't think those 14 points will be the decider. But yeah, I've had this round so many times. I've had it in Reddit League practice. I even think it wasn't it wasn't the Division 1 Reddit League seed for Guatemala. And even after that, I think it might have been in Cactus League 2. I've had it so many times. I recognize it on site. And for this last one, that's interesting. That's not really much like what I've seen in Guatemala before. Where could that be? Could be far northern, right? But the main road here doesn't look like it, so it would have to be a side road. And I don't think the side roads up here are covered, is the main problem. So I'd rather go back south to this general area. But it is a relatively straight road. And these parts here are fairly mountainous. This is too populated. I don't think a road like that would even be covered. But it could be somewhere down here. Like relatively coastal still. What about this road? It doesn't quite have the right directionality, unfortunately. They're all too populated. I like the look of these areas down here. You know what? Let me go for that. I don't think it's it, no, but I don't think I'd be too far away from the right location. I hope at least. Yep. Chiquimulia, south of that. Okay, it was fairly coastal. Okay. Right, but I think I can be more than happy with 18k in Guatemala. I mean, it was obviously helped by the fact that that is a super obvious location that I've had 10 million times before. Was obviously helped by the fact that we had this location, which is fairly easy to tell if you know at least a little bit about Guatemala. And this location, which again is fairly easy, well, to tell that you're on the coast, and then, well, you just got to find the right roundabout, don't you? So overall, even if I do happen to lose, which is possible still, because you can technically find that location, and that, I guess, also possible to find. I'm still very, very happy with how this week went, because genuinely, I played the practice seed. I think on the first South America practice seed, I got like 2k points. It was like the next, I think 4 people played that seed beside me. The next lowest was on like 11k. So I did not expect a point out of this week. And right now I've already got 3, and it's not looking unlikely that I might pick up another 3. So it couldn't have gone better. And let me actually for once go back and see what we're left. Coastal World, Asia, North America against Coastal World against Paul. That's going to be, well, a loss, probably. Then Asia against Pustetli, which might be interesting. And Kratsu in, what was it? North America, which I'm expecting a loss for. So technically, let me say I think I might finish on 24 points. And I'll just hope that's enough for 4th. But either way, I think I got like in the first iteration of this competition, like a year ago, I think I got like 9 points. So anything that's happening, I'm already super happy. Week 6, where we're now playing a Coastal World against Tulampala and Asia against Pashtetli. You look at the table, Ottawa still has an extension to finish his Guatemala game, but the position is looking pretty decent, and I think if I manage to win one more game, preferably against Tall, but if I manage to win one more game, I'm almost secure in the top 4. Unless Ottawa pulls out an insane performance and wins Guatemala against me, which could happen. But unless that happens, I think I need one more win. Preferably I'd take 3, but, you know, can't always get what you want. About a Coastal World in Asia, I'm not very confident. I would say I dislike a Coastal World heavily. And I'm very good at Asia when I'm allowed to move. When I'm not allowed to move, it heavily depends on the locations. And we'll see what we get. I've already gotten really lucky last week, so I'm not expecting more like this week, but you never know. And yeah, against Tall and Pushdetli, also not the easiest opponents, even though Pushdetli is in 12th currently in the table. I definitely favor Tall against me heavily on a Coastal World unless I get locations that are good for me. And against Pashtetli, I think, even though, as you can see, the table, but I think it's a relatively evenly matched game. Um, because I think we were also only separated by like 24 points or something in the preseason rankings. It was actually 52 points. So yeah, I think it's a pretty evenly matched game. And let's just get into it. As always, I played through the 5 practice seeds, even though Coastal World only had 4 because the first one was missing somehow. Went okay. I had some shocking guesses, some great guesses. Let's just see. Okay, we start off in Japan. Right. It looks like mainland Japan. Well, mainland Japan. It doesn't look like an island, basically. Japan has a lot of East Coast. Do I just hedge my bets with a relatively central guess? Somewhere around here, maybe. I could do. Could do. But those roads all look a bit too, too main road like. Something like here also, I don't think. No. No, still a bit too ordered, maybe. A bit too big. Something like that I could have maybe imagined, but the road itself on the coast isn't looking like it. Um, hmm. Having difficulty finding something that I'm happy with, and we're almost down to Chiba. I might just take Chiba. But also, again, I think it's too populated. Maybe around here, actually. There's golf parks everywhere. Maybe that's a bit too touristy. Um, I wouldn't want to go any further south. Actually, I'd rather just go further north and pick one of these places. Time is running out. That doesn't look right. You know what? Put me here. About halfway, well, slightly closer to Sendai than Tokyo, but let's go with that. And yep, very happy with that. There's actually this. Did I take a look at this? I mean, obviously not in depth. I didn't take a look in depth at anything here, but right. Good guess, good guess. Let's see if we can make use of that following. Okay. What on earth is this? Outer crest something? Is this? I mean, I want to say it's the US. Yeah, we're driving on the right. I'm pretty sure it has to be. In which case, we're definitely somewhere over here. Question is, are we somewhere over here, or are we maybe even somewhere in Alaska up there? Thing is, Alaska is a very risky guess if it's wrong. There's also not too much here that would fit the bill, I think. Oswald West State Park? Honestly, maybe. I think that's a decent average guess. That sort of includes anything that might be further south, but isn't like on the other side of the world if it is Alaska. Up here. And yeah, it definitely could be. I had in one of the 4 practice games, there was a round near Derry down here, but it looked completely different, which is why I'm not going for this right now. Basically, well, the landscape, I don't remember fully. The landscape, I think, didn't look too different. It looked slightly different, though. But the weather was different, so it can't be the same coverage, basically. I was just gonna guess there. Could it be the Olympic National Forest? Actually, it could be. Wait. South. Uh, screw it. It might be a terrible mistake, but I'm going for that. Let's see, how bad was it? Why did I... Where did I put my pin? Before I changed. Where was it? It's all the way down there, was it? I don't remember now. I'm pretty sure it was annoyingly close. That's all I'm gonna say. Pretty sure it was annoyingly close. Either way, I think my Japan guess was decent enough that I can afford potentially the 858 points lost here. And great. We're back. US. This looks Californian. That's it. Not sure if that is a city or if it is a brand of some sort. Problem here is always, is it Californian or is it Florida? Now, the thing is things in the distance here. Don't think, because they are quite mountainous. Let me check Florida, actually. Is there anything here? I mean, there's a state park here. Could be. But other than that, if it's not that, then honestly, maybe something like around here. Crystal Beach. Crystal Beach sounds okay. It could still, my first feeling was California, but let me check again if there is anything that could fit. This is called Harbour Boulevard. I think this is very straight north-south. So I don't think it would be here. There's nothing there to the west, so if anything, it would be down here somewhere. It's the Carlsbad Boulevard, and this looks different, I know that. Anything down here, but there's nothing to the west, or it's too far away, I think. So I'm tempted to stay in Florida. Let's see. I'm not feeling confident. Was California? But wasn't that road completely straight north-south? Maybe not. Shit. That's now bad. That's definitely bad. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Right. Well, let's continue then. I think that's GG. Toll wouldn't lose that. Well, we're back somewhere in Japan. If we've got anything, read that. Can't do. She loves or he loves something. I don't know what it says. Don't think it would be Idaho. I feel like we're more likely to be somewhere down here now. Something like, but it's not as populated. Makes me think probably some of these islands I could imagine. Anything here that I could see? No, not quite. This? No, I don't think so. 30 more seconds. Too major of a road, I think. Although, no, no. I think I'm going to leave it where we are. Somewhere in this general region is what I would think. It might be completely wrong as well. And over there in Mia. Okay. It's not bad. Could have been worse. It's not great either, to be honest, but whatever. Not here. First impression was Denmark. I'm not sure why. But just get a Danish feeling from it. So I'm just going to go with that. Where exactly you have something else over there? Arc, so it's unlikely to be that. Too far away from the ocean or from the water. I think that doesn't fit either. Might not even be Denmark, to be honest, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well guess there now. Be something like this. Yes. Kind of going a little bit in that direction. Yeah. Honestly, it might be that. Really? Wait. At least there's something nice to finish us off. Okay. Such a shame because I said it feels like California and I had my pin there. God damn it. That's annoying. All right, I had my good luck in the last week. Now I'm having my bad luck and bad decision making coming back. All right. Still proud of that 5k though in the last round. That was quite nice. And the first Japan guess was pretty decent too. Both Japan guesses actually were relatively close. Just yeah, just that. I think if I'd gone California, if I hadn't misread the directionality of the road, probably would have even gone with this because I was looking at this, like you saw me looking at this place in particular. I just didn't zoom in far enough to see Ocean Drive. Pretty sure I could have even 5k'd that if I'd seen it. Makes it even more annoying. All right, whatever. Can't cry over spoilt milk. Is that the saying? I don't know. Might be mixing something together there, or I might be right. Asia. Let's go. Okay, that's not how I'd like to start. I want to say Thailand, probably. Driving on the left side of the road. In which case, if it is Thailand, I want to go pretty far north. What other countries drive on the left? Indonesia drives on the left. Does it look like Indonesia? Possibly. Malaysia drives on the left? Definitely not Malaysia. And that's it pretty much. I mean, anything over there I don't think is likely. I don't think it's Sri Lanka. Sure, it's not Bangladesh. And it's definitely not anything other than that. Honestly, screw it, we're going Thailand. And somewhere in this curvy part. Just something that would match. Wait, which turn? South, that north, pretty straight. Doesn't really fit here now, does it? This would fit more. It also doesn't really. Does it have any part that fits? Looking for a part that fits. If anyone's seen one, tell me. So no. They're all slightly wrong. This doesn't feel mountainous. I mean, it is mountainous if I really look at it, but it feels too populated, which is strange because it's really not a populated area, but you know what I mean. Too many POIs. Honestly, we might even be all the way up here somewhere. Where have I guessed? I think I'll leave it there though. Yeah, screw it. It was Indonesia. Well, rip. What else do we have? Province of Sorsogon means. Can help me further. Hong Council of Religious Group or something. Right, Sorsogon. I don't know if there's a city called are named after this province. And I don't know where Filipino provinces are. Annoying. I should just learn where they are, but I don't know. Scroll over Sorsogon somewhere. No, I don't. Hammer Beachfront. On somewhere. San Prieto Diaz Municipal Hall. Whole province. I don't know how big it is, but I'd rather stay closer to the capital city of it. Honestly, if Sorsogon City is not the capital of, or not in Sorsogon province, I'm just gonna quit right here. No. Okay. I'll take it. Whatever. This is Thailand for sure, though. Now. Yes. Okay. And it feels like it would be somewhere. Nope, all the way down there. Sure, whatever. I wasn't gonna get any closer than that. That's Taiwan. No, it's South. What? That's Korean, isn't it? No, never mind. It is Taiwan. Why is that Korean? Or why does it look so Korean? It might not be Korean. Oh no. Well, either way. Honestly, don't care. Put me south. Yeah. I mean Yunlin somewhere. Nope. Voice north. Russia. Can't see anything on that. On the Asian part of Russia as well. So we had a practice round in Russia that was over here somewhere. I don't remember where actually. It looked sort of similar, just in the way the coverage looked, the landscape. I mean, I don't even know if it would be there somewhere. Why not just go there? That crazy? Maybe. Actually, maybe here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going with that. Because why not? Yep, over there. Sure, near Bratsk. Don't care. Gonna lose that either way. Orpheus got 19.6k in 46 seconds. Yep. So 0 points out of this week, quite clearly. Well, bring on next week. Right. So last week went shit. I lost both of my games. The Asian game, unfortunately, was much closer than I thought it could be. But I did lose, and at least the one good thing is that in the game against Tor, even if I hadn't been completely stupid and would have 5k'd that California location, I still would have lost. I would have also needed to keep my pin where I had it in the first place in that location in Oregon. So either way, I would have needed to make 0 instead of 2 mistakes. And, well, I'm not too disappointed about that one. Which leaves us with only one game. And the situation that we've got right here is a very simple one. The situation is If I win my game, wait, let me actually check something. Yes, the situation is if I win my game, I'm promoted. If I lose my game, I'm not promoted. I mean, I'm not relegated or anything, but I stay in the division. Because Paul plays ice. Paul still has his game against Ben to go this week. So Paul can still get to 22 points. But the thing is, if I win my game in this last week, Guelo's already done. So I would 100% overtake Guelo. And then Ice and Tor are playing against each other in the last week. So it's only possible for one of those two to overtake me. That's also why I'm pretty much guaranteed to not get promoted if I don't win my game, because no, I'm guaranteed to not get promoted. There is no other way. Actually, no, there is one way. Tall could lose against. No, there is no way. I need to win. And the problem is this. If there's any map I wouldn't have wanted in this last week, it's North America. We can still get lucky. We definitely didn't get lucky last week, so maybe this week it's time again. I think in North America generally, there's about a 60% chance that I'll do good on any given location. Maybe it's even 70%. And doing good means I'm roughly in the right place. So, if we get those lucky coin flips 5 times in a row, we might be in for a shot here. The other good thing is that I'm playing against Kratsu, who is currently in last place. If we ignore, Ottawa getting disqualified because he didn't play within the deadline. So at least I'm not against one of the strongest opponents, and I'm not against an American. That leaves me with hope. I did play through the 5 practice seeds, as always, and I pretty much had the result that I just told you before, where I did mediocre on most of them in terms of total score, but it was kind of always because I got 4 locations pretty close. Close, I mean 50 to 100 kilometers away, you're getting in the right state, hopefully, or at most 1 state away. And then there's one where I'm like, East Coast and it's West Coast or something like that. So let's just hope there's nothing like that in this seed that we're going to be playing. Now, I did not look more into depth into meta in America, plates and highway shields and stuff like that. The only thing I did look at, because it was in one of the practice seats, there was a round with yellow number plates, and I was like, well, it's not New York. It looked like the desert. It turns out New Mexico also uses yellow number plates, and I know that, which I didn't know an hour ago. Let's start. It all comes down to this. Canada. And the 255, north and south. Okay. Come here, Quebec. Where's your 255? Let me just quickly check that it's not somewhere completely out there. So if it is, it could be a problem. But let me also put a marker down to start with. And now let's look down here. Because it should be somewhere here. The numbers sort of match. There it is. Saint-Pierre Road. This road doesn't seem to have a main name. The 255 is quite long. It goes until here. So I would expect there to be maybe a town called Saint-Pierre. Let me just put it here for now. Does it end there? It does. Saint-Pierre. Must be like a side street. It can't be the 255, surely. Okay, let me think about it. Directionality of this is the same pretty much everywhere. could be here. Primary school, Christ Roi. Yeah, that does look like it could fit. Le Petit Bonheur de... maybe. Right. Let me look at other places too. This could fit potentially, but it's Rue Saint-Jean. And I'm out of time. It's not the right place. Ah, that hurts. That's far away. Yeah, here it is. It's not even Rue Saint-Pierre. That's definitely findable, which is unfortunate. Hmm. On the complete opposite end of the right road. Okay, we've got something to make up. We're in Guatemala. Municipal de Nebar. Nebar. Allez à la primavera. Right, so that's something I gotta try to find. Purely based on general feeling. I'd like to start looking around this area. Doesn't mean it is here, but... I hope that it stands out at this sort of zoom level. Otherwise I'd have to zoom further in and I'll just see less and less. Could be over here. I have my doubts about that though. I could see it being over here somewhere too. Not up there for sure. Maybe like somewhere here is also possible. But it doesn't look... Oh, there it is. Okay. De la primavera. I have my doubts about being in like central Nebar. Maybe like down here somewhere? Could also be this, now that I think about it. Is there too little in terms of population? Does that make sense? Honestly, I'd rather put myself closer in Nebar. Screw it. Put myself right in there. I don't know which direction it will go. Down there, okay, I would have never checked that. But I can live with that, 27 kilometers. Oh, Nebar stands out massively, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, Canada. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm relatively convinced, and it feels like it's not Saskatchewan. I'm 99% confident about that. It's not BC. I don't think it's Alberta. It could be like somewhere right down here. But my bet would be on Manitoba. Probably not too far away from Saskatchewan. There is train tracks to the north of me, and they run parallel to the road that I'm on. So it can't be that, because the train tracks, well, they do run parallel to it mostly. That's too far away generally, I think. The train tracks stop here. That could be it. They run parallel, they're pretty close as well. US 20, wait, US 24. Oh shit. The US 24. Where is the US 24? That could have been bad if I hadn't seen that. South Dakota then? Probably, right? Something like that. But I don't see a US 24. And that's the 14, so it has to be further south somewhere. There's the 30, there's the 26. 20 and 26. There is no 24 here anywhere. That is a problem. I want to put it over here anyway. In Kansas down there. Okay. Yeah, there it is. That's gotta be just hoping that he doesn't see that. Yeah, the US national roads, national highways, are just way less ordered than I thought they are. Okay. It's way further south than I expected it to be. But I think that's still an okay guess, because I would have definitely, if I hadn't seen that, I would have definitely gone with Manitoba. So at least somewhat closer. Okay, this is definitely the US. Davy Co. and Yatkin Co. Could be for Colorado. And that's like the... I don't... Wow. What do we have? Davy and Yatkin. It could be completely wrong, because purely based on landscape, I would not put this in Colorado. No way. But because I gotta admit to myself, it's not like I really have a clue. I might as well go with what little I have here in front of me. And just hope that I'm somewhat right. It's clearly not mountainous around here, which is making it difficult to place something in Colorado. So it would either be like, that's still, everything's here's still mountainous, so if anything I would have to put it over there somewhere. Question is that, I mean, it says welcome to and leaving, I think. And why would they both be called something Co if it wasn't Colorado? There's no other US, I mean, no. There's no other US state that's like Co something. Still, I'm repeating myself. I don't think it is it. I don't think it's Colorado. If I had to go off of landscape, probably put myself in this general area. But I'm taking a hunch, taking what I see there, and it's probably completely wrong, but whatever. Well, it was. Let me see. Up there was Yatkinville. What does it actually say then? Yeah, it does say Davy Co. and leaving Yatkin Co. Oh, county. Right. Okay. Well, we have one more round. And we have French. Saint-Pierre. More Saint-Pierre. Great. Arc-Emile something. No, not interesting. That could be something, but I don't know what it would be. Marche publique. Barnham. Wait, Barnham. Barnham sounds familiar to me. Could it even be New Brunswick somewhere? Maybe, or it's just Quebec. Barnham. Barnham. What do I have here? Rue Saint-Pierre and Rue Megs or something like that. Please tell me I'm at least in the right city here. Please tell me there's not another Farnham somewhere. It might. Oh, remake. Never mind. Never mind. I got it. Okay. That's at least a good ending to this season, as in the last round was good. But yeah, I did exactly what I said I usually do, which is get 4 locations pretty good. As I said, one state away, I'll accept that. That's not bad. And then that happens. And yeah, as I said, I would have placed myself right in this area. It might still be enough, honestly. I don't know. It might be. He hasn't played yet. Orpheus beat me in a couple seconds again. Of course. Okay. Well, that was this season. I hope you enjoyed my journey. Looking back on it, I definitely did much better than I expected for sure. And as it always is, it's just a couple of stupid mistakes that stop me from being right up there. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. And I'm expecting to probably lose this, which will keep me in Division 2. I honestly think, like, for my level, that's fine. As I said before, I think like I was heavily favored by the fact we got Kyrgyzstan, Guatemala, and Malaysia, which are 3 countries I really like and really enjoy playing. Although, my opponent in Malaysia didn't play, so that didn't come into account that much. And I got really lucky in Colombia, and I got lucky that Guelo didn't see something in South America. And I think that makes up for the rounds in Argentina, Coastal World, and now here. Well, I didn't really get too unlucky here. It was just a dumb mistake. But the bit of bad luck in Argentina and the Coastal World, or the mistakes I made. And yeah, well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. And I guess I'll see you guys for the next season. Till then, bye.